everyone. My name is Ida Hawkins, and today we're here to talk about COVID. And before we get into that topic, I'm gonna let my friend here introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Amy. I'm a sophomore at the University of Washington. I'm an engineering major, and I am Ethiopian.
And my name is Ida Hawkins. I am a sophomore at Bellevue College. I am Tanzanian, so go East Africa. Yeah. And I'm here with the African Leaders Health Board today to talk about COVID. And before we get into it, I just wanted to know more about your experience with COVID. Are you vaccinated?
Yeah, I am vaccinated. I got both of my shots.
Yeah. When did you get vaccinated, actually?
I think I got vaccinated in May.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think I actually did the same way too.
Yeah. We got it around the same time.
Yeah. So yeah, that's cool. How was your experience being vaccinated?
It was honestly not as bad as I thought it would be. I heard a lot of commotion going on, a lot of people getting sick. So I was scared. I know my mom did not want to get vaccinated at first. She was like, you know what? Let's not even take the risk. But I tried to convince her because it was more of a risk not to get vaccinated.
Right. Exactly.
So yeah, we were like, if we're gonna do it, let's do it together. So we both went, and our first shot wasn't bad at all. Okay. I feel like my arm was definitely a little sore.
Yeah.
But in 2-3 days, it was all gone.
Interesting.
And then our second shot, we also heard the second shot was bad. Like you get sick, all of that. So I was really nervous, but I did not even feel the second shot at all. My mom was a little headache here and there, but other than that, we were just perfect.
Interesting. And when you were talking about your mom having to convince your mom to take the vaccine, what were there specific reasons as to why she didn't want to take the vaccine?
Yeah, she had actually multiple reasons. One is, I wouldn't say this was actually her reason, but she tried to shy away using the religion type of coverage. She's like, yeah, we have God, God's gonna protect us. And obviously that's,
right.
But you also have to play your part in protecting yourself.
Yes, I agree 100%.
Yeah, and I told her, especially since she works around kids too, she has to, take that extra step.
Yeah, to make sure that she's protecting herself.
Yeah, and I told her,
others.
She was like, when she actually found out that I am set on getting vaccinated, she was like, if my daughter's gonna get vaccinated, then I'm gonna get vaccinated too.
That is lovely.
Yeah.
That was actually the best way to get your mom to get vaccinated.
Yeah.
That is lovely. Yeah. And yeah, that is fantastic. That is great to hear. I got vaccinated same time as you. Yeah. In May. Yeah. And my mom actually got vaccinated first. She was the one that actually kind of pushed me to get vaccinated, because I wouldn't say I was against it. I needed that extra push to go get it. Yeah. And especially since we weren't really leaving our house, I didn't feel the need to get vaccinated. But once I did get vaccinated, I did understand that I am doing my part of protecting myself and others from contracting COVID. Yeah, for sure. Because you got to make sure that you're protecting yourself, period.
Exactly.
So I was glad that I got vaccinated. And yeah, that is great to hear. Yeah, so during the time period where we were in lockdown, what were some things that you were doing to kind of, shy away from catching COVID?
So when we first got into lockdown, we can basically say I did not go anywhere at all.
Okay.
Because that was when things were everyone was scared, so
Yeah.
I feel like that was a lot. A lot of people didn't go anywhere.
Right.
My mom, she wasn't working, I wasn't working, I quit my job. I was home 24/7 basically.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't really do anything. The most we would do was go on walks.
Oh yeah.
But that was it. That was literally it. We didn't even go anywhere.
No, because that's literally the same way. I'm exactly the same way. Going on walks was honestly the healthiest way to clear my mind, especially during that lockdown, because I feel like it was very scary for a lot of people, especially since we didn't have a lot of information when it comes to COVID.
Yeah.
And now that we do, we have the CDC website, which gives you information literally daily. There's always new information on that website, and that can tell you more about the new variant, or kids being able to get vaccinated at the moment, especially kids who are at the age of 6 to 11. I think that's 6 to 12. I think that's the age group, which is very interesting. You know what I mean? It's always great to learn about these things because it's super important to our society at the moment. That's for sure. Yeah. And do you remember where you got COVID
Vaccines? Yeah, it was. I know it was somewhere in Redmond. Oh, the Microsoft building.
Oh.
Yeah, you know, like I think the Evergreen Health had their little station there.
Yes, they
That's
did.
That's where I got it.
Got you. And have you been COVID tested before?
Yeah, multiple times.
Yeah.
5, 6, 7, a lot of times, yeah.
Gotcha, yeah. Where do you usually get COVID tested?
The very first time I got tested, because, you know, it wasn't very available, we had to drive all the way up to Bellingham.
Wow.
Yeah, that's because we had to travel, so it's like we found the fastest, like the spot where we would get our results back the fastest, so we all drove, like my whole family drove up to Bellingham to get the test. It wasn't bad, you know, it was a little... it was uncomfortable, but it wasn't bad. But then after that, there was this one spot by Bellevue College, I think.
Yes, exactly that one. I go to that one.
Yeah, and then there's another spot down in Federal Way that I usually.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, obviously, it shows that at least now there's a lot more spots to get COVID tested, and I feel like a lot of people don't realize how important it is to get COVID tested. Because if you feel a little sick, I don't see the problem with getting COVID tested.
Yeah.
Because it's great to know if you're sick or not.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just great that. Speaking of traveling,
yes,
I'm pretty sure you went to Ethiopia, right?
Yes, twice. Let me not say just twice. Yeah.
Yeah. So during the time period that you went, it was definitely during COVID.
It was. Yeah. It was right after. It was like when things were starting to, you know. Just a
ramp
little
up?
bit. No.
Or slow down.
Slow down just a little bit.
Okay.
So we were scared to travel. We just tried to avoid it, but it was like a family emergency, so we all had to go. Right. So the whole family was like, okay, let's get tested, and then we were not vaccinated back then. We were not. Yeah. So we got tested.
I think they weren't available at the time.
They were not. Yeah. So we tried our best, kept our masks on the whole time, whole flight.
What about like in Ethiopia? How were they handling COVID?
Honestly, I'm surprised more people aren't catching it there because they're very lenient with it. It's a very religious country, so they're like, you know, God got us type beat. Yeah. So it's like they're very, but surprisingly, not a lot of people die from it. Not a lot of people die from it. So it wasn't too bad. It was way more. I felt more free when I was there, you know, because everyone around you is just like chilling, you know. So it's like maybe it's not that bad, and the reality was bad. We just didn't want to.
Yeah, I totally get that because I was out in Tanzania this summer and I noticed that they were super lenient. Honestly, there was no mask wearing at all whatsoever, which kind of was like concerning to me personally, just because I don't know, I wasn't really used to that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like out here, we're always constantly being reminded to wear our masks, and all of that, really. Yeah. So. Yeah, it was actually very interesting to see that, and I try to keep my mask on as often as I could, really, because I was visiting grandparents, I was visiting young ones, I was visiting a lot of family members that were very much like that could be exposed to COVID, and they could really suffer from it. So I just wish that like a lot of these African countries could at least try to keep it, you know, like really implement the idea of masks and like, you know, making sure that everyone is able to get a vaccine. Like it's very accessible. Not just everyone can get one, that it's also very accessible because yes, maybe everyone can get one, but is it really accessible to everyone? And I feel like that's super important to us. 100%. But it was great having this conversation with you. Thank you guys so much for listening. And this message was brought to you by the African Leaders Health Board, and it was also brought to you by the Department of Health. Thank you guys so much for listening and tuning in, and have a lovely day.